Hey everybody, I'm here with a quick video on Vlad TV, and all of the people that go over there and do interviews with him on his YouTube channel. Listen, many people say that Vlad is working for the feds, that he's an informant, because a lot of times people have an interview on his channel. Next thing you know, they're being convicted of something or they're getting locked up. The latest out of that group is Big U. Okay, and some of the other people that were indicted along with Big U on RICO charges. They're saying they did interviews on Vlad TV, and as a result, now they're being charged with something and locked up. Well, Vlad is speaking out. He's saying, hold on, wait a minute. It ain't just because you did no interview with me. You could do interviews all day long, but if you ain't do no crime, then you ain't going to get locked up. But if you're doing an interview and you did a crime, and you're talking about said crimes on your interview, then yeah, you may get locked up. So let's hear from Big U. Hold on one second. I'm going to share a screen so we can get right into this story. So DJ Vlad speaks on Big U arrest. Interviews don't indict, but crimes do. That's what he had to say. Let's take a listen.
Social media users, they're blaming Vlad TV, again, you know.
Well, I mean, I think in this particular case, Vlad TV doesn't have anything to do with this case. Brick Baby was a regular guest on the show. Big U did an interview some years back, really just talking about things, that they had done in the far past and, a life that they essentially have left behind. There was no active anything being talked about in any of our interviews.
Like you said, you covered Big U's life story in the past.
Yeah.
Did you see this raid coming? Like, was there any hints that, like essentially the feds are saying that he was living a double life?
None at all. We did an interview, it was maybe 2019, something like that, 2018, 2019. It was a very cool interview. He was a very nice guy. We kept in contact. We spoke over the years. We speak maybe like a couple of times a year. Just kind of checking in on him, seeing how he's doing, seeing some of the positive things that he's doing in the community. And that's what we talked about in the interview as well. I didn't know of anything at all on any level with Big U. I'm completely shocked as to this actually happened.
It seems like they like to group, rappers on a lot of hearsay, a lot of activity, and group it all into one. Like Big U was claiming he doesn't even know everybody in his indictment.
And I'm sure he doesn't. Yeah, I remember Big U in our interview even said that he was never a Rolling 60s, himself. He was never a Rolling 60s member.
Yeah.
And that's on record. But at the end of the day, these situations happen around people that are continuing to do criminal enterprises outside of their career as an entertainer. And this has always happened. It happened with ARAB. It happened with Casanova 2 times. There was a Vlad TV interview talking about what they had done years and years ago. But if you notice, none of these cases have anything to do with interviews. There is actual crimes being committed. There's actual snitches that are around them that are taking the stand and testifying against everybody. It's not the interview that does it. And a lot of times, not even social media. It's, people sometimes send DMs through their Instagram of illegal activities that ultimately gets subpoenaed by the government and becomes part of the case. These are the things you have to really worry about. Not so much the interviews. You really have to worry about actual crimes. Now, if you're not doing anything, do all the interviews you want. I've done some criminal stuff in the past statute of limitations that I've talked about in my interviews. Whatever. Doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah. And I guess a lot of people kind of missed the point that, Vlad TV interviews are voluntarily. Like you're not holding a gun to anyone's head and make them say any of this info.
Absolutely. And in fact, our regular guests, like a Brick Baby, actually gets, compensated for coming in and doing interviews. Brick Baby, I had just seen him at the mall at the Beverly Center like 3-4 days ago. We just randomly ran into each other. It's crazy how quickly things change. Like I'm sure had no idea what was about to happen a few days from now.
Yeah, no signs of, panic or
what's up? Gave each other a hug. What's up? Like he had some people with him. Like It was cool. No, I saw nothing. Just just a carefree LA day at the mall. Like, everyone's, in good spirits.
Woo. So DJ Vlad rebukes the notion his interviews put people in jail. Big U, Brick Baby just got locked up on RICO charges and have done Vlad TV interviews in the past, but they don't discuss active cases. TMZ Hip Hop linked with Vlad on Thursday to discuss the sweeping rolling 60s neighborhood Crips takedown. Vlad TV is mentioned one time in a federal complaint stemming from the interview Vlad and Adam 22 had last year. Oh, so maybe that's why Big U is upset and saying this social media stuff because they are mentioned in the complaint. Big U sent a cease and desist to No Jumper to take down an interview that allegedly contained some of the crimes listed on the Fed's docs, and Adam just resurrected the clip. Vlad was able to document both Big U and Brick Baby's life stories himself on his pioneering YouTube channel, and he tells us he honestly surprised by the rest. He describes Big U as a good guy, and Brick Baby recently became a paid regular guest on Vlad TV. Vlad says he didn't see any signs of nerves when he last saw the LA rapper at the mall the other day. See, they do get paid to go on Vlad TV. Vlad TV, I guess, he got money like that to pay for his interviews. But the wild thing to me is, I guess I have to say, is that, how do I want to say this? Like, if you know, maybe you have you're better now, right, in terms of being in the street life or whatever, but maybe in the past you was in the street life. Why don't you lay low and not talk about it? I don't know how much Vlad paid per interview, but is that money, is the money worth it? When at the end of the day, you're going to have a documented, once you put it out there in social media, it never leaves. So there's going to be a documented thing saying XYZ. It's just too much. It's too much. Let me see. Let's take a listen real quick. So one Vlad TV interview that did land a subject in hot water, however, was Keefe D interview. Yeah, Keefe D is a prime example to keep your mouth shut.
As someone who's pioneered, kind of like the sort of crime beat in hip hop, like what do you say? Where does that leave the space that you're in?
Well, I don't know about the interviews. Those are, a lot of times they get, glamorized and so forth in terms of the effect of them. But most times these are actual, it sounds like there's phone taps and it sounds like there's actually crimes being committed that have nothing to do with the interviews. It's people committing crimes. If I interview someone about their past criminal, things that they did years ago, that they did jail time for, they're absolutely allowed to talk about this on camera. They gave up a part of their life and were either found guilty or pleaded out and are able to talk about those crimes, that's in their past. Nothing ever gets discussed that a person's actively doing on my platform ever, or, if something doesn't have a statute of limitations, we won't discuss it as well. With the only notable exception was Keefe D, but Keefe D presented as he has immunity. He had already written a book that was on Amazon, and he presented to me that he's able to talk about it. But in general, we don't want to know if you're doing anything illegal at this time. We simply don't want to do it. And these conversations don't happen on or off camera.
Yeah. I guess in the case of Keefe D, has like, do you feel like Vlad TV as an organization will have to be implicated in that criminal case?
Well, I think the interview is probably going to be part of the case. And the other interviews he did as well will be part of the case. And the book that he wrote will be part of the case as well. All of it. I think he said that, that there was a co-writer who wrote the whole book and so forth. And there was a co-writer. He was actually there during the interview. I don't know what Keefe's involvement is in terms of the writing of the actual book. But yeah, all of it's going to be part of it. And ultimately, if they're essentially saying that there is no immunity, then anything that he said at any point is going to be part of this case, and including Vlad TV, the interview that we did. Well, we did multiple interviews, actually. We did two. Yeah, Vlad TV is going to be Vlad TV. That's not going to change.
Nice.
You know, and we have a track record of this type of thing that goes back to 2008. And like I said, I've never heard of anything that we've done somehow be connected to someone's case on any level, except for possibly the Keefe D situation. That's the only one I've ever heard of. You know, in fact, you know, we've had situations where, you know, law enforcement had tried to subpoena, like I think like Las Vegas PD had been trying to reach out to us to get the raw data, all the raw footage from the Keefe D interview, and we just never cooperated, never responded. And unless there's a court order for me to do that, I'm not going to do that, because I don't want to have someone sit and do an interview with me and then think that I'll turn around and work against them in any fashion. In fact, I will try to protect that, you know, that interview in terms of their involvement in it as best as I can legally. And I have done that before successfully. You know, ultimately, you know, people, you know, law enforcement didn't get everything from us that they had been trying to get, you know, and that'll continue.
When they say raw footage, you know, but I'm new to this, so you know, when they say raw footage, I guess you know what, because his interviews are recorded, and then I guess they are edited and then put up on, you know, his channel, where everything I do is live footage, and it's just, you know, even I'm recording this video for you now, but I don't edit and chop anything up because I don't have those type of skills yet. So maybe that's what they're saying with raw footage, but I wonder, like, how much storage does he have that he perhaps will have all of that raw footage from so long ago. But you know, Vlad TV is big. It's a big channel. So one Vlad TV interview that did land a subject in hot water, however, was Keefe D interview. Yeah, Keefe D, he put himself in the hole, where the reputed Crips member detailed his still alleged involvement in the 1996 Tupac Shakur unalivened. Vlad said Keefe told him he had immunity from LAPD to discuss the incident. Distinction Las Vegas police disregarded when they arrested the 61-year-old in September of 2023. Wow. So this is March 2025. I didn't realize he was arrested in 2023 and just has been sitting behind bars waiting his trial ever since. But now, for some reason, they pushed Keefe D's trial to 2026, which is interesting. Despite Vegas PD best efforts, Vlad tells us he refused to turn over backlog on the Keefe D footage from that convo. Okay, so Vlad and Adam are also linking up later today. Expect plenty of more pods to come from the conspiracy case. With 17 years in the biz, Vlad says he's always aimed to elevate his interviews, not incriminate them. Interviewees, okay, not incriminate them. And he's passing down the game with his new masterclass seminars. Listen, I ain't mad at him. I wonder how much his masterclass is. But one thing for sure is I'm not, you know, really interested on my level or in people telling me about their criminal past. I pass.
Opinion, I guess, with the exclusion of Vlad TV, who has the best hip hop platform, you know, running? You know, who are you constantly checking in with?
Oh man, there's a lot. No Jumper. I'm about to do Adam's show today. They're a great platform. Nori has a great platform with Drink Champs. I did that show, you know, last year. Who else? Bootleg Kev has a cool platform. He just did his show.
Shouting out all the YouTubers.
Yeah, you know, the Breakfast Club is still a staple in hip hop. You know, I've done that show a number of times over the years. Yeah, a lot of people.
But you did introduce a new masterclass channel to the platform.
Yes. That launched about a week and a half ago. The Vlad TV YouTube masterclass, a $100 good quality video setup to a $40,000 setup that we use in Vlad TV studios in New York, as well as how much money gets made from a particular video and a set of videos. You know, we actually show a breakdown of how we made over $50,000 from one interview. And every month we also have an interview with a successful YouTuber. This month it was academics that breaks down business-wise how they built their channel and how much they make and what has worked for them financially and so forth. And every month there's going to be a new one that you won't see anywhere else.
Is that essentially you giving up the game that helped build Vlad TV?
Yeah. But I wish I had some of these pointers early on. I definitely lost millions of dollars over the years by not knowing some basic things that I learned on my own later on. So I wish there was a masterclass like this. And, we charge $100 a month, which ultimately, if you are serious, you will make way more than that by learning some of these things in terms of mistakes that you can make. And, at the end of the day, billions and billions of dollars have been made from YouTube. I think a lot of kids are in high school right now looking as a YouTuber career as opposed to college, because that's actually a real thing now. That's actually a real thing. It wasn't, some years back, but these days it really is.
Well, listen, I mean, if you're interested, I guess, listen, in discretionary cash, I probably spend more than $100, whether I go into Starbucks or whatever else it is I'm eating out. But it's just the idea sometimes of you saying, oh my God, $100 a month, that's a lot. But if you take all your discretionary cash, so to speak, and where you're putting it probably adds up to more than $100 a month. So I guess, good for Vlad TV. That's not bad. I have to think about whether I'm going to pay $100 every month and to get some tips. But yeah, I think getting tips and learning from people that already went down that road and did it the best is a good thing. For him to make $50,000 from one interview, it's like, whoa, that's probably why he's allowed to, like, he has the money and the finances to pay for his interviews. Listen, guys, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for watching. My overall thoughts on what do I think if Vlad TV is an informant. The thing is, let's roll with the street thought for a minute that he's an informant. So if you know he's an informant, why would you go on his channel and do an interview, even if you're getting paid? That's just straight stupid, right? If the street is saying that he's an informant and you believe the streets and he calls you for an interview, and you have done some criminal activity in the past, and perhaps you were maybe still doing some criminal activity, why would you walk into the jungle and then think that the jungle is not going to eat you up? So on that note, do I think he's an informant? I do not. Do I think that people get themselves in trouble because in general they go anywhere and run their mouth? I do. Whether they run in their mouth on a Vlad TV or their own social media or to people in the streets, eventually, there's this old saying that says every dog has his day. Eventually, your criminal activities, your meanness, your unkindness is going to catch up to you. What you put out in the universe, it comes back. Now, when it comes back to you, it's not your choice. You don't get to decide. It just comes back to you. So what these people are putting out, it comes back to them. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think Vlad is an informant? Do you think that because these individuals have gone up on his channel, that's the reason why they all of a sudden get hung up? Or do you think it's their own, dirty ways? Chat with me, guys. I will chat back. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.